Take two. How we doing today? How we doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. How early did you start your morning off? It's a Saturday morning. What did it look like?
So it was a very unique Saturday morning. I actually woke up at 5:30 this morning. Because no, it's not normal at all. But last night I ended up falling asleep earlier than expected, around 8:30, and I just had a really busy day. Started my day off also at 5:30 on Friday, so I was just super tired by the end of the day, passed out, and then this morning woke up, chilled, did a little bit of homework, working on an animation for my animation class final.
What kind of animation is it like?
It's a infographic on sustainability, specifically recycling.
Really?
Yeah, it's the assignment. So I chose recycling as my sustainability prompt. And
is this something you're doing like pencil to paper, or is it digitally?
This is digital. It's on After Effects, Adobe.
Yeah, I know After Effects.
Sure. And then I worked on that. Then I hit Alibaba.
So, are you a one burrito guy or are you a two burrito guy?
Me personally, I am a one burrito guy, but I'm not a just order it and it comes how you get it. You know what I mean? I customize. I add chicken, add avocado, add grilled onions. So
they make it fresh. It's kind of like going to McDonald's and ordering fries with no salt because they have to make a fresh batch. It's a hack. I'm sure it comes out a lot hotter.
It does, and it's oftentimes much bigger.
Much bigger, yeah.
Yes.
I hope it would be. How did you? Did you have a problem? You can't tell right now from this video, but it's pouring down there. How was it in downtown Davis with all the weather?
Well, I did use a vehicle to drive over there.
That helps.
And then I did have my assistant, Jacob Horn, hop out and grab the burritos for me. So my personal experience was seamless getting the burrito.
Okay. So, just on the topic of weather, what would you say, if you could have your ideal weather, what would it be? Like,
okay, we're going to go like 77 degrees, a little hot, we're gonna go those big puffy clouds when the sky's super blue.
Yeah.
Those beautiful clouds. Yeah. And shoot, maybe a beautiful sunset to go with it. And that's my ideal day. Ideal weather, at least.
Do you take steroids? You're not.
You hear here live. I do not.
So, the question is of the day, there's a lot of kids going around the internet, to prelk or not to prelk? Do you have any sort of insight on this?
To prelk or not to prelk? That is the question.
That is the question. I think
me personally,
yeah.
It really just depends on the situation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of contexts where a prelk is not necessarily appropriate, but on the flip side of that same coin, prelking is almost it's almost essential to your way of life and to attain ultimate success and happiness. So for me, it just really depends.
I got you. A lot of people are wondering, myself included, at the beginning of each week, if you follow Teddye on Instagram. And I recommend you do. I'll drop his Instagram right here, right now. It's going to be right here. You want to hold it with me? Hold it. Right here. And in the description box, ballout_Ted. You post a story, pretty much an inspirational story, before at the beginning of each week, encouraging people to lock in. Can you tell me what this is about and what the motivation behind it is?
So, man, winter break, I really had some time to reflect, and I wanted to come back to school and really do well. So, that first Monday, I was like, man, shoot, I'm here. I don't even know if I said locked in, but I was there. I think I did, actually. Locked in, week 1, you know what I'm saying? And the next Monday rolled around and I was like, shoot, why not? Why not do it again? And then from there, it really just became a tradition. not only was I inspiring others to lock in, but also myself, just because if I'm telling everyone else to lock in, who am I to not lock in myself? So
Right.
it really has helped myself, and based on the feedback I've had, it's helped a lot of other people. Specifically remembering what week it is. I've had a few people reach out and say, "Oh my gosh, thank you for letting me know what week it is."
Yeah.
So.
No, I appreciate that, and I know a lot of other students and student athletes appreciate the constant reminder to, you're a student athlete.
Student athlete.
You're not an athlete student. It's tough to be, especially the time that you guys put in.
Yes.
To your sport. It's tough to not think of it the other way.
Yes.
I do have to say. So, jumping back to art is a huge part of what you're doing.
Sure.
And from what it looks like, kind of who you are. I don't know if these are in the frame right here. I don't know if they are, but I'll throw up some examples of some art. I even have a piece hanging on my wall for Mr. Buchanan. What does art mean to you?
Wow, that's a great question, Michael. Art to me it's very similar to sports almost, in the sense that it's an outlet for me to express myself and kind of show people and also myself who I am. It's a way of putting pieces of myself into a physical place, a physical realm. Mm-hmm. It's also, depending on the situation I'm in, maybe a form of meditation where I can just sit and let my mind kind of drift and go blank and not really worry about anything and just have fun and relax and draw. So, art is really meaningful to me, and it's been a big part of my life for a majority of it.
Would you say it's kind of your main form of, rather than like there's video games, there's other hobbies and exercise and stuff like that to get your mind off and for that meditation purpose? Would you say art is that main mode of you to do that?
I would say so. You could ask my roommates. I'm not much of a gamer at all. So yeah, I would say art, and then also I also have been getting into reading and also listening to podcasts. Mm-hmm. So I've been just trying to find ways other than scrolling on the phone to use my time as outlets.
So what is your favorite subject or thing to draw or to paint, or what do you connect with the best?
It's the easy one, faces. I really enjoy drawing a human face. Just something about it. You can make it look so distinct, so unique, and I think all of us naturally have such an eye for faces as human beings. We never really forget a face, and so that really resonates with me. And I think you can see that in my artwork. I draw a lot of faces.
So can you, if somebody was like, "Hey Teddie, draw my face in 3 minutes," would you be able to do would you be able to do that? I mean, not to the best of your ability, but would that be possible?
I think it would be possible. The more time, the more detail you can get. But 3 minutes, I'll give you a face.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh boy, this is hard with the.
I'll try to stay as still as possible. On the screen right now so you can see, but as you can probably tell, mine is leagues beyond Teddie's.
Yeah.
I've seen numerous amounts of sketch drawings from you, and they're all extremely impressive.
Sure.
Really good. Do you ever try any other mediums or paint or clay or anything like that? Anything you want to get into?
Well, I think one area of art that I've been trying to explore is music. You know, like to put on a beat, maybe write down some lyrics, and just not necessarily a rapper, but just having ideas in my head. In terms of like physical art, I've been doing a lot of animation recently for my class, and that has been really fun and a unique challenge that I've progressed so much. If you look at my first project versus the most recent ones I've done, it's the progress is clear. But those are a couple different ways I've been doing art.
That's really cool. Is this something that like you started in when you were younger, like in high school and stuff, or is it something that like is a newer thing in your life?
No, it's not necessarily a new thing. Say I started early elementary school drawing. I specifically remember pulling out like a drawing book. It was on animals, and I drew a gorilla, and I followed the instructions. I had instructions, and I was like, wow, like you can really do this. So from there, I began to watch YouTube, and it was for fun, but I was practicing. I didn't really know I was practicing at the time. That wasn't really a concept to me at the time, but I kept getting better and better, and then eventually, I started to get like attention from other people. They would tell me I was good, so I just continued to do it, and here I am now.
So, speaking of, your earlier years, high school and stuff, you went to St. Ignatius.
I did.
Where you played quarterback.
Yes.
How does it kind of feel to not be like good enough to play quarterback in college?
Spark a little debate here. I mean, you can roll the tape back. I think I might have been good enough, but I'm blessed and humbled to be in the position I am, quarterbacking the defense as a linebacker.
That was obviously a joke, because if you go back and watch this film, it's pretty crazy. So did you, like, coming out of high school, like, what did the attention look like from colleges?
Well, it was really interesting. So as you mentioned, I was playing quarterback. So my junior year, I was playing quarterback, and then I ended up breaking my thumb in practice. And then so I ended up I was like, I need to play, because we had a rival game coming up. I was like, I need to play in this game. So I ended up clubbing it up and playing defense. And I played maybe 6-7 games that year on the defense side of the ball, and then started to get offers. So really, in hindsight, breaking my thumb was one of the best things that ever happened to me. And then so I had I think 5 offers coming out of high school.
What schools were that?
It was obviously Davis, University of San Diego. I had a PWO to Cal, Sac State.
Prefer to walk on.
Yes.
PWO.
And then my first offer was Colorado State.
Okay. So what made you like among Colorado State and having the opportunity to go walk on at Cal? Hindsight, you probably would have obviously made the team and worked your way up there. What kind of made you pick Davis?
For me, it was just the way I was recruited. Davis really made me feel like they wanted me, and that they knew who I was, and that they would treat me right when I got there, and I believe that has happened. It was really important for me to have, not to chase the biggest name, but find the best fit. So I think that's the main reason why I chose Davis.
I remember the first time that I met you I was walking, I think, into the hotel that we were staying on for our official visit. So I was walking into the Garden in Hilton, I think it is, downtown.
Yes.
And you were walking out, and you were with IJack, and IJack was like, hey, Bag, come over here. And I'm like, yeah? So I go over to IJack, and he's talking to you, and he's like, Teddye, you see this guy? You're like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, you're going to be guarding this guy on one-on-ones.
Yeah.
And that was my first, that I recollect, my first interaction with you. And it's just funny looking back, because obviously the time that I spent playing tight end was those days were numbered very quickly, very minimal in college. But yeah, I mean, the growth that it's kind of weird thinking about the fact that our class, we're third years. We're already, we're upperclassmen technically, and we're like really starting to become seniors, juniors, and seniors and stuff, football wise. All the growth between everybody has been like crazy for me to see, especially now that I've taken a step back and people are really coming into their own as leaders and as football players. What would you, and that includes you, and especially you, the amount of growth that people will talk about with you and physically, but also leadership wise, is really impressive. What would you say are some of the main sort of things that you can attribute your growth and your success, as well as your mentality to keep on an upward trajectory?
Sure. I mean, I think a lot of the growth comes from the challenging times. I think you grow the most when you're put in challenging positions. Obviously, COVID was not easy for anyone. We played a spring season, and that was a unique challenge, especially as a freshman, not really knowing what to expect, and then having to go out and play football in a time where I've never played padded football before in my life in the spring. I don't think a lot of people have. Yeah. So just coming from there, and then going into my second season, being put in the position to start as a freshman, as kind of a young kid, and having to accept that role. Then going into my third season, surprising to me, I was voted a captain. My teammates, I was grateful enough to be chosen the captain by them. And then now, kind of knowing my role after all those experiences, kind of knowing my place as a leader and as a football player, really has built a lot of confidence in me, just to be able to just really step into the role and own my position instead of trying to figure it out. I feel like I know who I am, and I'm just excited to be a leader and just have a great time playing football, really.
What was I going to say? Pressure.
Sure.
Is it something that how do you, if it is a thing to you, how do you process it? What does it mean to you? And how do you deal with it?
Well, there is a certain degree of pressure, but I feel like if you're able to work hard and know deep within yourself the work you've done, that builds a lot of confidence, and it kind of alleviates some of that pressure. I think more than anything, it's just more nerves before the game, excitement, anxiousness, everything that comes with playing in a football game, really amping yourself up because it's just such a physical game. You have to be completely locked in, but I've been playing football my whole life, and when I got to college, I quickly realized that it's the same game. Coming in, I was like, oh my God, college football, it's such a big thing, but you realize it's the same game with a few new nuances as you grow up, but I don't feel like there's too much pressure. It's more, the pressure is in the day-to-day work, you know what I mean? Coming in every day and training hard and making sure you're prepared so you don't feel that pressure when it really counts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a great answer. So, there's pressure when it comes to a lot of things. Football might be one, and performance in a lot of things. I certainly know that there's pressure when you're trying to do something with very little chance of it happening, such as trick shots. What do trick shots mean to you? And
trick shots have a very, very, very special place in my heart. Growing up, middle school, me and my friend Aiden, shout out Aiden Donahoe from San Jose's finest. We collabed together and we'd go out, I'd drive down to San Jose and we'd go out to high school, wherever we could find and do some pretty cool trick shots, I think. And you know, if I could still do them today, I would, honestly. But yeah, trick shots have a special place in my heart. I don't know if they'll be on the, I don't know if they'll be clipped or what, but
if I can clip them, if I can get access to said trick shots, then I will, with permission, obviously. But that's, you know, something. There are little things about you that people don't seem. If they know you, they know.
Yeah.
But a lot of people look at you because you're all over. You're the face of UC Davis football, and see all the football stuff. You know, the amazing, sweet ass things you do on the field. Another one of these things is cooking. You know, there's this guy. Shout out Sam, the cooking guy.
Yeah, Sam the cooking guy.
Well, actually, he's from Canada, but he now lives in San Diego area. And me and Teddye are both viewers of Sam. And like, so another some would say of another form of art.
Yeah.
Like, tell me about like your love for cooking, where it kind of stems from.
Sure. I mean, it's funny. It's very similar to my my art story. I really did watch a lot of cooking videos. I just enjoyed them. I didn't really, in high school, I didn't really cook much at all. But then once I got to college and moved out the dorms, I realized that I had to start learning how to cook. And, you know, all that knowledge that I gained from watching guys like Sam cook kind of came into play, and I was able to pick it up pretty quickly. And now just whipping up a meal is one of my favorite things to do. If I have a little more time, I do like to sit down and really cook something up nice. But just being able to make something tasty that's simple and you know, make it efficiently is really nice day to day.
Yeah,
So.
it's really nice. I mean, not only does it, a lot of kids in college, a lot of kids do understand, but I think more could understand that it keeps your costs down. You know, you don't have to order or eat out, and it's a great way to eat something delicious. Is there any other like little sort of tidbits that people that's kind of near and dear to your heart, whether it's a relationship or a hobby that you do or philosophy that you kind of believe in, that you like, you see yourself when you get older kind of spreading more, like that you wish right now people kind of knew more? Sure.
I mean, first of all, I love my family. You know, I have 2 younger brothers. Care about those guys a lot, Ty and Toby. You know, try to be a good role model for them, and I'm super proud to see what they're doing. Toby is, 16, and he'll be a senior soon, so that's pretty crazy just seeing how far he's come. And then young Ty, you know, 10 years old, and he's a little baller. Maybe you could throw up some of their highlights too.
Let's go, D! Get in there!
And so yeah, I mean, those guys just wanted to mention them. I don't know if everyone knows about them. And then one thing that I've been getting into super recently is just like nutrition and physical well-being. Cooking has really helped me be able to dictate exactly what I put in my body. So just eating clean, not like crazy like diet, but just eating like whole foods, not a bunch of like candy and processed stuff. So, and then just like also understanding how the mind works and how I can do things that will like impact the chemicals in my brain just to make me feel better, and just learning little tricks here and there. That's been something I've been into recently.
What we'll start with your brothers,
Sure.
Ty and Toby.
Yes.
What kind of like how big of a part in your life does being like a good role model and a good older brother play? You know, in your day-to-day kind of life. You know, how much thought do you give to that?
Yeah, it's super important just because I want them to be happy and live successful lives. And I think the best way I can help them do that is by setting the example, because I strongly believe that like if you see that it's possible, if you see someone else doing something, then you're much more likely to be able to do that yourself. So things like going to college and getting good grades and, you know, being healthy, staying out of trouble are super important, not just for my own life, but for my younger brothers. So I take a lot of pride in that.
That's awesome. Looks like we are running low on battery, but if you can give one tip for like, you know, mental well-being and health, mental health for like, you know, as an athlete, and tips that or little things that you've been getting into, you said with mindfulness, like what would it be? One thing.
If I had to say one thing, it'd be sleep.
Sleep?
Yeah, I mean, for me especially, we practice in the morning, so getting sleep is just super important for me in my whole day. And there's a plethora of benefits to getting good sleep. So yeah, I've really started to prioritize my sleep, and it's paid off big time.
That is a really good tip. A lot of people, it's kind of like one of the 3 pillars of recovery and mental well-being. Do you have any other shout outs or any other people you want to mention?
Shoot, I would just say shout out my roommates, man. Shout out, you know, UC Davis football. Shout out Michael for having me. Really appreciate it. And yeah, man, it's great to be on the Shog Cast. I was looking forward to it. Glad we got to get it done, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much
Thank
for joining
you.
us, Buchanan. I'm sure we'll do more. I want to have a repeat guest on here, and I have a very good feeling that you'll be one of those people.
Yes,
so,
sir.
thank you.
Appreciate it. Shogs and fronts, we're out.
Boom.